So it's been about a year since I did my first video where I spoke out in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, last week there was an incident that occurred where young black teens kidnapped and tortured a white disabled child. And almost instantly I started getting people inside of my inbox asking me what my opinion was. They were tagging me in the video saying, how come you aren't outraged? Where are you? How come you're not talking about it? Oh, you only defend black people so you don't defend your own kind. As if the color of the skin is the color of that child's skin is going to deter the fact that I'm just as disgusted as everybody else while watching that video. As if something like that is going to be acceptable to a person like me who is a teacher as well as a mother, right? So it's obvious and apparent to me that people in this country want to misrepresent what Black Lives Matter stands for and what I stand for myself. You will never see me on my page saying something to the effect of, yes, go kidnap somebody, go torture somebody. Or yes, I want you to go burn down this building or loot this building or do these things. You'll never see me say stuff like that. You don't see that on Black Lives Matter at all. I'm pretty certain that Black Lives Matter is just as outraged by what was done to this boy, just like I am, because they understand the bigger picture. They're not going to condone those type of things because they understand that while people do stuff like that, it's actually counterproductive of what they're trying to accomplish. They understand that doing things like that, the violence like that, is actually going to just fit the false narrative and the agenda of those who oppose the goals of which they seek. So they're not going to condone that type of behavior. Black Lives Matter has never said that all lives don't matter. They're saying that Black lives matter as well. They matter as well as they matter too. And that's the biggest issue that so many people are failing to recognize. They are upset, like I am upset, by what was done to that child. And what seemingly has happened is that so many people want to blanket all of the Black Lives Matter movement by the acts of a few black people. Now, please follow this narrative because this is the way I relate it. I know people that support Donald Trump for logical reasons. Whether they feel like he's a business person, they respect his honesty or whatever. But there are certain individuals that give a bad perception of Donald Trump, right? So these are the quote unquote deplorables, the people who do the most disrespectful, racist things. I am not going to blanket all Trump supporters by the actions of a few people, just like I don't expect people to sit there and to judge all members of the Black Lives Matter movement based on the actions of a few black people. So why are you hitting me up asking me my opinion? Do you think I'm going to sit here and defend what those people did to that boy? Do you think I'm going to try to justify what was done? No, you're missing the point. The point is, I want them to be prosecuted. They will be prosecuted. I'm not surprised they were arrested. Most black people are whenever they do something wrong. And that's the issue. I want people to be to receive the justice. I want people and justice to be served equally. That is the issue. That is the bigger picture that so many people, once again, are failing to see. You are listening to what I am saying, but you obviously are not hearing what it is that I'm saying. So we're going to sit here and deny the fact that the media portrays blacks and whites and incidences that occur like this differently. Give you an example. Not too long ago, there was a group of white boys that sexually assaulted a black boy, a disabled black boy, with a coat hanger. Yet the media, if you read the media headlines, it says these white football players, sexually assaulted a black disabled boy. Yet whenever you look at the headlines from last week of what those people did, they were called thugs. Black thugs torture and kidnap white disabled boy. White football players, black thugs. Give you another example of how equality in the justice system is totally warped. You have the issue of Corey Beatty and Brock Turner, both charged with having sex with an unconscious female. Yet one is given 6 months. The white boy is given 6 months and told, well, he has a future. And the black guy, Corey Beatty, is given 10 to 15 years. Both the same crime, yet are we going to sit here and try to deny that these issues are actually taking place within this country? Justice has to be swift, but it also has to be colorblind and equal. And that's not what's going on in this country. And it's crazy to me that these are the things that are going on. If I'm a victim of rape, do you really think that I care about the color of the skin of the person that raped me? No, I want justice for what was done. Yet the girl who was raped by Brock Turner basically got a slap in the face and told that what was done to her was nothing. That is not right. And I'm trying to understand how people say that by me calling attention to it, calling attention to these issues, that I'm perpetuating the problem. No, I'm not perpetuating the problem. I'm calling your attention to the problem in hopes that you will realize that by your denial of a problem actually existing, that is perpetuating the problem. That is creating the biggest divide, because you see instances like I just gave you, clear as day, yet you want to deny that a problem actually exists. That's what really aggravates and annoys this situation. I try to rationalize and come to terms with how this is still happening in this day and age, and yet it's coming to my attention, and I had an epiphany about this while thinking about this all this weekend as to how this is actually happening. And then I have to remind myself that we just elected a person that publicly mocks the disabled, and it's totally okay. Or he'll mock the disabled, or he'll incite violence, and that's totally okay. And we're going to elect this man the leader of the free world. So when it comes to justice, and justice is supposed to be equal and fair and colorblind and just blind in general, it seems like justice is only really relying upon three things: where you're from, how much money you have, and the color of your skin. That's what it seems like to me. And that's crazy that people do not see this bigger picture. So the epiphany that I had was thinking to myself and saying, I woke up to this injustice, this system a year ago, and I'm trying to figure out for the life of me as to where we all went wrong, as to what definitive moment in history, where did we lose ourselves and where did we go wrong? And then it finally dawned on me that it's been wrong all along, and the system is actually working in the way that it's been meant to play out and meant to work and to serve the agenda of those who are controlling it all along. Isn't that crazy? It's not broken. It's working in the way that it was meant to work from the beginning. Now, the question therein lies, how much longer are you going to deny the problem exists? If you aren't a racist, then I fail to understand how you can't seemingly look at something and say that it is innately wrong and then use whatever power you have to make it right. That's what I'm doing. And I know that without a doubt, I put my head to the pillow at night every single night with a good and clean conscience, knowing that I am serving for justice. I am seeking justice. I am fighting for justice and equality for everybody. Because that's what this country was supposed to be founded upon. Ben Franklin said a quote, and I'll paraphrase it. But true justice won't be served until those who are as unaffected or as outraged as those who are. Or the back ways. And what he's basically trying to say is justice is never going to happen until those who are unaffected by the problem are as outraged as those who are affected by it. Because in the reality, we're all affected by what's going on. The question is, what are you going to do? There was a reason I put this black and white filter on this live feed, because seemingly everybody is seeing in black and white. The point is, when are we going to start looking at each other as people? We bleed the same. We feel the same. We struggle the same. Justice should be the same as well. Black Lives Matter. Teach your life. Mwah.